Good morning. You ever have the days where you just sit on the edge of the bed and you're like, I just don't want to move, I don't care? That's kind of what today is. No real reason, I'm just kind of tired and didn't sleep too well, and I don't know. I'm gonna get Monsters because even though I'm eating healthy now, Monster Rehab is like 25 calories per can. We're gonna do a Galaxy S24 Ultra vlog. So far of what I've seen, I think I like the Pixel's mic better. I've just been alternating clips, and as I'm editing them, I think I like the audio better from the Pixel. It's a little richer, but we'll see, because this has a lot more power, and I want to try the whole like editing process and rendering and all that stuff too, because it can be a little sketchy on the Pixel, but I don't know if I don't think it's ever been the processor. It's never struck me as the processor. It's just glitchy, like LumaFusion just being glitchy because it's still a new Android app. That's like the things I'm getting strike me as glitches in the app, not glitches because of the processor. But we can test that and we can figure out which one it is with this Snapdragon processor versus the Tensor one, which I've never had a problem with. I know all y'all like to bitch about the Tensor processor, and half of you haven't even had a Pixel if you've complained about that. Based on what I see on Twitter anyway. I don't know, but not you guys on YouTube, but based on what I've seen on Twitter, the Apple fans complain about it. You know what I mean? So that's what today's plan is, and also to survive. So we'll see if we can do both. Let's see. 25 calories, 10% sodium for the day, 3% carbs, 3 grams of sugar. So there is some sugar, but not bad at all. And then they've got all these B vitamins, B6, B12, B3, potassium. So it's kind of just like a kick rehab, which is exactly what it's supposed to be. So indeed, it was a breakfast morning, but we are short-staffed today, I guess. A couple people had like an emergency or something, so it's only me and the new girl who just started today and the manager on the floor, and all I can do is take bill payments. So I am hungry. I would love to get Panera sandwich, and it's only like $6 anyway. But unfortunately, I cannot do that today. So it is a breakfast morning, but Monster's gonna have to cut it. Where are you? So feels really strange. I'm actually not carrying a Pixel today. I'm carrying this Galaxy S24 Ultra and an iPhone 15 Pro Max because of my whole T-Mobile port situation. But yeah, it feels weird.
So you have an email address that's been created for you?
Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah, but they say put the Gmail and I created one and I said.
One of the things I have not liked about the Galaxy so far is that there's just too much happening. There's just too much going on. And that's traditionally the reason that I prefer this over Galaxy. There's just like, I got a back button, but I've also got like the little like menu that comes out from the right side with apps on it, which was nice when there was an edge on it and like fewer like less space on your screen. But now I just got to find a way to like move it to the other side of the screen, and I'm not sure you can remove it. I actually didn't try, but so I did that. And then there's this gesture, which I don't like at all because constantly, probably a quarter of the time when I'm swiping up to go home or trying to get, switch apps or something like that, I'm getting like the pass shortcut for my, card or whatever. Like it's just too much, just too much happening at once. So I know some people like that. I know it's the Windows thing. It seems to be the same thing with Windows users anyway. They just want everything and everything all jumbled all together like a big potluck, and they want every single option you could possibly get. I do not like that at all. I much prefer having something be a little bit more polished, even if I'm giving up some fringe features that I really wouldn't be using anyway. Like, do I really need a shortcut that's the same gesture as swiping up to go home when I can just, tap or like swipe down from the menu and pull my card down that way? Like, do I really need like 40 gestures for the same thing? Not really. So that's the only thing that's been bothering me about the S24 Ultra so far, or Galaxy in general, I guess, One UI. But we're gonna keep going. It's just one thing I've noticed. Also, along that same vein, whatever this type of notification is, like that bothers me too. Like, I don't need a persistent notification telling me that there are Wi-Fi networks around. in like 2010, 2013, that was really useful because nobody had unlimited data at the time. But like now that's pointless because there's so many, like a Wi-Fi network's not even always a Wi-Fi network. Sometimes it's like a Samsung TV or it's like a Google Home setup that hasn't been finished yet, especially if you're like in Best Buy or in like a strip like I am right now, like a plaza. Or it could be like that trash like Xfinity Wi-Fi that only Xfinity users get and no one can log in, so it's always connected to everyone's phone because they try, but they don't actually get internet from it. Like, I don't need a notification telling me that I have Wi-Fi networks available. If I want to connect to Wi-Fi, I would try. That's my choice. I'm choosing to not be on Wi-Fi right now. I don't need some, like a standard notification telling me that like, hey, there's one available. I don't know if you can log into it. I don't know if it's locked. I don't know if it's open. I don't know if it's actually Wi-Fi, but there's one available. Like I've swiped it away so many times, and I'm sure I can just long press it. Like I'm sure there's a solution to it, and I can get rid of it. But like, that's not what I look for in a phone. So I realize some people don't care about that. Some people like the customization. They like the constant like tweaking of services and whatever. But I like it more polished than that, I guess. Chipotle time. So a quick update. We still have this annoying notification and we are at 46% battery at 5 p.m. Not the best look. The Pixel 8 Pro and the iPhone 15 Pro Max, in my estimation, get almost exactly the same amount of battery, like screen on time. When I use my 8 Pro consistently with LTE, I end the day at about between 40 and 50%, and it's about the same for the 15 Pro Max. But obviously for the 24 Ultra, seems like it's burning through a lot of battery, and I don't know exactly why. I think I have low service here. I don't know if that's part of it. It's just my first day kind of fully using like all my social media on it for the majority of the day, except, you know, shooting this clip on my 8 Pro. But yeah, we'll continue testing it, but about a C level battery. All right, I'm back home, and I've actually been I switched, and I've been using my iPhone for Snapchat and my other, you know, social medias for the rest of the day because this was kind of dying. I was sick of carrying 3 phones in my pocket. So this ended the day at 40%. Not terrible. Pretty much the same as my 8 Pro actually, but I would have expected more of it. I was not in any extreme environment either. I wasn't in like a situation where the screen would have to be super bright. I wasn't outside. I wasn't, you know, using a lot of GPS or maps or anything like that. I took some videos, but nothing major. I mean, maybe 5 or 6 that are between 30 seconds and a minute and a half. So not nearly as good as I was expecting, but not terrible. So do with that information what you will.